Hey guys, welcome back. Got a little bit of video for you today. Truck is running, got an issue, got a dead cylinder. It's going to be an injector. I'm trying to find some way to get a replacement injector. Obviously, I don't want to buy a full set if I can just find one. But it's going to be a pain in the butt trying to get it back apart. But anyway, it does run. Exhaust is on it. Got a small leak in the exhaust in the crossover. It's not quite, the gap's not quite pulled tight. So eventually, when I get around to it, I'll throw a ratchet strap on it, pull it tight, torque it down. It'll be fine. I will add a little clip of it idling. You can hear the deadness, and it sounds pretty good with the exhaust that's on it. You can hear the mess in it. I know it's kind of loud. The headers were easy. The Speed Engineering, I mean, they're great. I mean, they were about as easy as I've ever seen as far as putting headers on. So anyway, let you guys take a look and see where I'm at. Good morning, everyone. If you've seen my latest videos, you know this thing will crank now. I want to go ahead and give credit where credit's due. My buddy Chris over at Frog's Garage, I used his tuning video for a little help to get the quick start up. And also Chris over at CNC Auto Works. He and I were discussing the issues I was having trying to get it to fire up. And we went step by step through a few things. And he said, hey, you need to scale those injectors. So I scaled the injectors, and now I'm definitely not a tuner by any stretch of the imagination, but I will do a quick video to show you the easy way to scale injectors, because I mean, a lot of the videos you see online just make it way harder than it is. I made a few little adjustments, the thing fired right up. So I did have dead cylinders because I tried to crank it while it wasn't firing. This ground down here under the power steering, I forgot to connect it back up so it wasn't firing. And once I realized that, I did get it to fire up, and it was just nasty. I done flooded out killed several of the cylinders, and anywho, she does fire up and run now. So today we got to do some buttoning up. It's hard to see on here, but I've got several issues with these plug wires where they're just literally laying on top of the headers. Anyway, there are headers down in there somewhere. There we go. I've got some issues down here with the headers. That plug wire is okay, but several of them, the actual boot itself is laying on top of the header. So I've got to deal with that. All right, show you guys what I'm doing. Now, this is definitely not a fix. This is just so I can let it run more than 10-15 seconds at a time so I can diagnose what's going on with it. I need to pull it inside so I can get the exhaust back under it. But I've got a dead cylinder, and I really can't figure out what's going on until I can let this thing run more than 10-15 seconds. So in this particular application with these headers on it, the spark plug boots are literally sitting on the header itself. That one's good, but I've got a few that are literally touching the headers. So I'm just trying to fabricate something just long enough so I can let it run for a little bit. I got to order some wires, obviously. See if I can find some with a 45 in them. That's really what it needs. But I'm just taking these factory pieces, opening up the end just a little bit so I can slip the spark plug in just a little further so the rubber's not just sitting on top of the header. Like I said, temporary fix just so I can get this thing going. Okay guys, we're in the process of making some of these plug wires work. You guys will recognize that little metal cap right there. That comes with most of your factory style wires. I grinded it down just a little bit so I can slip it past the boot, get it a little further away from the header. And what I've done, and this is just temporary so I can order me a set. You'll see a bend in that plug wire there. All I did is I just took it and twisted a little bit and then popped it on right there. Now obviously this is just so I can get it pulled in and work on some other things and see exactly why I'm not getting, this cylinder's not firing. The plug itself is firing. Could be an injector issue. Could be just the fact that I've only let it run for a few seconds. But anyway, this is so I can get it pulled into the garage, get up under it, get the exhaust on it. But a few little twists and that wire keeps it off the header, at least for now. Temporary fix. Also, the coolant temp sensor, the actual connector itself, like basically disintegrated when I took it apart. And I want to get that dialed in. I may go ahead and fail the math all the way and go ahead and put my new IAT sensor in, just like Frog did. I'm not going to put mine in the intake itself. I'll put mine at the edge of the throttle body. Still got to route this one vacuum line here. So I've got a little bit of buttoning up. Then I will pull this truck inside and go ahead and finish putting the exhaust on. Go ahead and hook all the O2 sensors up, get all that buttoned up, and then we'll start getting on with the tuning process. So anyway, I've got a little bit of buttoning up today. Shouldn't be a big deal. If I run into anything as I'm going, I will go ahead and film it, let you guys see. Obviously, I still got to put my fans back on, the belt back on, some simple things like that, route a few hoses. And of course, this is makeshift, trying to make all these vacuum lines work, just trying to find something that works so I can fire it up. I will fix that. Brake booster line worked pretty good, actually. I shortened it down. It ran straight to the booster. Oh, there goes my glasses again. Still got to deal with that one vacuum line I was just talking about. And the kit actually came with a piece. You got to pop a little hole right there. Pop a little hole somewhere inside the duct here. Run it to it, no biggie. But a little bit of buttoning up to do. And like I said, if I come across anything crazy, I'll let you guys know. So I want to do a little quick video. It is running. Anybody who knows anything about trucks, motors, what have you, you can hear the mess in it. I know it's kind of loud. I can smell the fuel. Got a dead mess. Got an injector that's not firing at all. Trying to figure that out right now, how to get me an extra injector, but everybody wants to sell me a set. Obviously I don't want to buy a set, but just including this in here. You can hear the mess in it. I'm kind of sad.